Perfect, perfect. So welcome everybody to the Agent Success Program Live free webinar. Today, what I wanted to do was to work through pretty much four things. The first is I want to tell you guys a little bit about my background so you can understand how did this thing get created, how does this get structured? Why is this even here? So I want to work you through my background. After that, I want to work you through the structure of the program that we're going to run through the series. So you can see what this is, what does it look like, how could it work for you? After that, I'm going to give you a highlight of the 12 modules that we work through, and I'll kind of describe what those are and what we do during those. And then the last piece, if I can time this right, we will have a guest speaker in here with me, someone who's ran this program with us now for about 5 years. So I think it's great to have live testimonials. People can really see what this is, how does it work for them, because what it does for me and what it does for you could be a little bit different. So if I can time this right, this real estate agent is actually in a buyer's consultation right now. So we'll see if they can be on time and if my timing's right. And if so, I'll get you a quick little testimonial here at the end. So to start with, my name's Austin Chevron. I've been around real estate now for 30 plus years. It's kind of, that's a very interesting comment when I make that, because this is all I know. This is all I've ever done, which sometimes I wish I had a normal job. I could be like in the corporate world. I could work my way up. I had an 8 to 5 or 9 to 5, whatever those normal hours are. I'd have some of my sanity. The problems are other people's and not always mine. But fortunately, in my life, this is all I've ever done. It's all I've ever known. 30 plus years. I follow my father in the real estate industry. So when I say 30 years, I've been licensed for 17 of those. So right in college, I got licensed. And so it's interesting that, this business can give us everything we want, but it can also take away everything that we think we have. And what I mean by that is I've been around and seen over 1,000 real estate transactions, been involved, coached, and trained it's probably close to 2,000 now. And I've seen two things that really stood out to me. The first piece that I saw was real estate agents, very few of us get out of this industry alive. Okay, and I'm going to let that one sink in for just a second. Very few of us get out of this alive. And what I mean by that, and I'm not there yet, so I don't know exactly what that means and why that comment's made. But here's what I do know is most of us, run a business or company 20, 30, some of us 40 years in real estate. And we're seeing realtors approaching 70 and 80 years old, still selling real estate. Why? Now, don't tell me it's because you love to do it. I don't believe that's it. I believe the pain is brought out of a couple things. One, if I ran a business for 40 years and my option when I was done was to just leave it and have it dissolve, I'd probably still do it. It's all I know. It's all I've done. I believe the other thing is our financials aren't normally in place. And that's a tough one, but I believe our financials are not in place. And so we stay in the business probably for multiple reasons. So the first thing that stood out is that most real estate agents don't get out of this industry alive. And, being around once again for 30 years and seeing that, it was kind of, it was a mission of mine to say, that will not be me. That's not going to happen. That's not how I'm going to do this. I will find another way. The second big thing that stood out was most realtors, to my opinion, from when I see them, train them, and coach them, we're not living a life of our true fulfillment. We're truly not fulfilled doing this business. Now, you might have a gauge where you're a 6 or a 7 out of a 10. But what I found is, the purpose of a business is to create the business owner's lifestyle that they would love to have. So once again, the purpose of the business is to create the business owner's lifestyle that they wish to have. So, you can ask yourself right now, is your business creating your lifestyle that you want? And what we find is that normally the business is the ball and chain. It's the thing that doesn't allow us to be gone, that doesn't allow us to take the vacations, to be truly fulfilled. It's the phone constantly ringing, the problems, the urgency, the stress. And talking about urgency and stress, when I realized all this, when I woke up, what I realized is in my life, my vision of my good life did not have stress involved in it. Okay. That's a key piece for all of this is I didn't want stress in my life. And so I had to ask myself, how do I not get stress? And so I worked away. I worked a system and made a path to constantly improve and get better. And guys, it's not easy. This is not the easy road, but we constantly worked and improved and worked and improved. And what happened is our stress levels went from super high to going down and down and down. And I don't want to tell you today I don't have stress. I have the good stress and very little of the bad stress. So I'll tell you this, in 2012, I woke up. And when I say I woke up, I mean I woke up. And what happened was, some of you guys will know this, I had my first child. So before that, life's just good. You don't have to sell much real estate. I actually wasn't selling barely any. The government declared me on welfare at that point, says, Austin, you qualify for welfare. And I'm like, well, this isn't going to be good if this is how we're going to continue to operate the rest of our lives. So in 2012, I woke up. And what does that mean? I woke up. It just means I started searching for a better way to do this. I started searching for systems and paths that were in front of me that I didn't have to create everything. Okay. And really what I found was I worked on myself and I worked on my business. I worked on myself and I worked on my business. And those are the two pieces, because I truly believe that if you just constantly work on your business and you don't work on your personal self, your family, your financials, your spiritual life, if you don't work on those, how good is your business really going to be? How good? And then what else is going to happen is when any of those get compromised, what then happens is your business gets compromised. And I've seen this hundreds of times throughout this industry. You lose one thing in your personal life and then boom, there goes your business. And so I started to work on myself. I started to read. I started to study. I started to do things, try things that I've never done before in my life. Well, it was interesting. I spent my first 26 years of my life not reading a book, trying to figure out how do I get out of education. It took me I missed 78 days of school my senior year of high school. Not too proud saying that today, but I was proud that I found a system that allowed me to still graduate missing 78 days. Took me 6.5 years to get a 2-year degree in college. Not my proudest moment, okay, or many of years of my life, but I did get that degree. And so what I've learned today is if we can put our life and business and everything in front of us and declare that road, okay, if we can declare that road and say, I am going to grow, I am going to get better, one thing will happen. One thing, and this is the one thing that I found, that if I could give this to you, if I could just give you this magical piece that you can't buy, okay, you can't even see it, but you can feel it. You can feel it inside. Other people can feel it. And it's the one thing that if I could figure out, how do I give this to other business owners, other real estate agents? If I could figure out how to give this to you, I think life would change. And that one thing is confidence. If I could give you confidence, everything changes. And so that's kind of what I found. Once I gained my confidence, okay, from working on my systems and following mentors like Brian Buffini, Tony Robbins, Dave Ramsey, Darren Hardy, and studying these people, Jim Rohn, just constantly studying and studying, I put to action these principles, and I ended up forming some very good systems. And what happened is my business shot up. Okay. Not only the business shot up, my confidence went up, my health went up, everything in my life started to move forward. My finances went up, my family did better. And so what was really cool after doing this, what was really cool is I was able to duplicate my systems with other agents. one at a time, and then 50 at a time, and then 100 at a time. And so today, what we're going to be bringing to you, and I'm going to be describing here in a minute, is our Agent Success Program Live. This is a series that we've worked with agents now for the last 6 years on how to improve not only their business once again, but their life. Yeah, their life. I'm not focused on having just a great big business and a horrible life. I think we know realtors like that. I think we know a lot of realtors like that. And if you ask me, do I want to be like them? The answer is hell no. Hell no. I'd rather not have their business, figure out my life so I don't have their lifestyle, and then I'll go get the business. And the beauty of it is we found a way to get both. So the structure for our Agent Success Program Live, the structure here is going to be, we're going to meet 3 times a month. Okay. We're going to meet on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Okay. What I would tell you, what I'm doing is I'm blocking out my calendar for 90 minutes on Tuesdays at 11. So that takes me to 12:30. And here's what we're going to do. 30 to 60 minutes of that time will be for content. They'll be for me explaining the systems that we use. I'm a system guy. Okay. Show me the track I can run on the track. I always say agents need 3 things. They need a desired outcome. They need a purpose. Okay. I shouldn't say agents, anybody. We need a desired purpose. We need the why. We need a goal. After that, we need a system that we can operate on. And then we need a mentor or a guide. We need a coach, somebody who's done it, who can say, don't go that way. Go this way. I wouldn't do that. And so those are the 3 things. And when I realized that, it's how do we provide that, not only to just our team. Okay. These systems have been trained with our teams now for a long while, and we're opening this up to everybody. And that's a cool thing. So once again, 30 to 60 minutes for content. We're going to describe our systems we use, the mindset around the systems. How did the system get built? How do we actually utilize the system? What are the advanced strategies that we found? And then we're going to keep the last 30 minutes for group coaching. So we'll be there for you to ask questions, Q&A. So if you want to stick around, that's your time that you can really dive deep and ask some questions. So Tuesdays at 11, 3 times a month. I'll put the schedule out 1 month in advance so everybody can plan on when this is. Okay. So if you need it any further than that, you can just block your calendar. And once again, if you can't make it, we will record every session we have, and we will provide it to you for a limited amount of time. And the reason it's limited is because I know, I personally know, if you give me something and you say, Austin, you can watch it whenever you want, I won't watch it. I will find something else to do that is more important than watching this. So when we put a limited amount of time to it, what happens is Parkinson's law takes effect. And if you guys don't know what Parkinson's law is, it's something we'll be working on all the time, which means whatever time you give a project to expand to, it does. Great example is just going back to school. You had until Tuesday to study for the test. What day did you study for the test? Monday night. So we want to make sure these are available to you. We understand that everybody's schedule is chaotic today, and we understand business is very important. So if you can't make it, everything will be recorded. They'll be made available to you, but we will have that for a limited amount of time, because I'm not interested in somebody not consuming the content. The gift and everything we have is by actually applying action to it. So we talked about that. Let's see here. Schedule will be posted. I got my notes right here, guys. If you see me look this way, I want to make sure I stay on track with you guys. So schedule will be posted a month in advance, so you'll always see what 3 Tuesdays will work. Some months there's 5 Tuesdays. Some months there's 4. One thing, you'll learn my schedule in time, because I'm going to teach you how to take 12 weeks off a year. And what that means is normally once a month I leave and I go somewhere with my family for business or something for my personal self. So we will operate 3 times a month. Within that, we'll have a community feature through a Facebook group and a WhatsApp group. So I think one of the cool things is not only you get access to all of our systems and people that have done it, but we're going to have some of the top individuals in North America on this, and they're going to be training with us, and you're going to have access to them too, which is pretty stinking cool. Essentially, I'm opening up my network to you guys. And these are the people that I've hung around with, that I grow with, and they're going to be in here. They're going to be working with us. They're going to be training with us. And you might say, well, Austin, why would someone who's right with you train with you, or even maybe even past you? Well, here's why, is because I have really good systems that I've failed over and over and over and over with. Okay, we've constantly failed on these systems, and so we've improved them. And so here's what's cool. We're going to see brand new agents in here. We're also going to see agents 20, 30, 40 years in industry in here. We're going to have young people, we're going to have old people in here. We're going to have solo agents, and we're going to have team leaders and CEOs in here. Okay. And what's really beautiful about this is for some of these team leaders, they're going to be able to take this content, and they're going to take it. They're going to figure out what works for them, and then they're going to go train their team on what they like. Okay. So we're going to see a lot of individuals in here. The last part in our structure section is finances. So what does this look like? And I spent about 30 days now asking myself this question. And to do better, I ask everybody I've worked with too. I've asked probably 20 real estate agents. I said, hey, we've worked together. What do you think something like this should cost? And we've had a number, the range was anywhere between 200 a month and 1,200 a month. This is live numbers from live people that have worked with us. Now, some people said, well, why is the range so big? Well, some people have more money than others. Some people got more out of this than others because of the amount of action they've put. So obviously for you guys, those of you who know me, I'm doing this to impact you. I'm doing this to say, guys, come on this journey with me. It's stinking cool. I want you here. So the question I kept asking myself is, what is the number that I can put on this, that if somebody can't financially commit to that, if they don't have that, then this isn't right for them, because they're not going to get anything out of it. And so it's really cool. We came up with a number that we put out there for $97 a month. Just $97 a month, guys. If we can't invest $97 a month into seeing all the systems and operating weekly on this and getting better, then this probably isn't for you. I will just say this is not for you. $97 is our founding rate for our founding members. So it's my way to give back and to say thank you for helping to create this. I will ask you guys for feedback. I will always make everything better. Okay. And that's a warning that where we sit today, it will be getting better in time, and we will be adding new things and changing and evolving. Okay. So $97 is our founding rate. We do have a pay in full option that puts it even lower than that if you're interested. I'm a pay in full guy. I want to say, when I'm in, I'm in. Let's go, baby. This is what I'm doing. And then I want the biggest discount possible. So because I operate like that, I was able to put that out there. It puts it at about $80 a month. Okay. After our founding rate is done, so this isn't probably for you guys, but people you might refer in the future. I just want to let you know, when our founding rate is done, it will go up to $297 a month. Okay. That is the value that we will be bringing, that I know you'll be able to capture. So if this is something of interest to you, let's go now. Let's get in while we're moving and we're building, because once this thing's taken and it's going off the ground, the prices will go up, because I know that's where our value is. And believe it or not, guys, some of you might not like this, but what I've learned in my life, the more I pay for something, the more I get out of it. The more I pay, the more I get out of this. So what we're going to do, I'm going to walk you through kind of what this looks like now. And what we're going to do, we have found there's 12 topics, okay, that intertwine between business and life, that if we focus on these 12, okay, we'll move the needles in all aspects of life. I'm not interested with hanging out with people that do really good in one sphere and not great in others. I want to hang out with people that really have a great life, that have a great business, that have their financials in order, that are focused on cutting all the anchors that are holding them back in life. So the 12 modules, and I'm gonna work through these one by one. But right before I do, what this is going to look like is we're going to meet 3 times a month, and we're going to work on one of these modules each week. Okay, these things are deep, guys. You're not going to sit here and work on it and be done. This is a constant piece. Our program doesn't end. And you know why it doesn't end is because you're never at your destination. Everything in life is a journey. And so it doesn't end. We constantly will work on this. So what we're going to do, we're going to work on module 1, and we're going to work all the way down to 12. And then after we get down with 12, which will probably be about 4 months, if my math's right, it'll probably be about 4 months. We're going to take 1 month and we're going to work on some advanced strategies that I don't see anybody training on. Okay, and what these advanced strategies are going to be are essentially how to take your business from, for me, 90 transactions a year to 0. So a lot of this stuff is to work from 0 to 90. How do I take my business from day one, wherever I'm at, and get it up to, I can teach you how to do 90 in a year, because that's what I did. Okay, I did it working 1,992 hours a year, 2016. I'm kind of crazy like that, just to let you know. Because success to me isn't how much business you did, it's how much time it took you to do that business. The balance of money is time. The balance of time is money. I want to see those two things have a relationship. So 4 months, we'll go through the 12 modules. When we're done with that, I'm going to work on some very high level stuff with you guys for about 30 days. For some of you, this will be way over your head. And that's okay. Because here's what, if you can get the over your head stuff now and you can start to understand it, what does this do? What does this look like? Why would somebody refer off their business? Why does somebody run multiple companies? I thought I just did this. And when I start showing you guys that stuff, even if you're not there, here's the beauty of it, is I'm paving the path in front of you. So when you're ready with anything, you can just hop on the path. In my career, fortunately and unfortunately, I had to pave a lot of the path. I'm still paving the path. And what that looks like is it's a very hard lifestyle sometimes to continue to pave. I want to pave this road for you, and I want to be your guide. So module 1, what do we work on in module 1? I wish I could have you guys talk right now, because I know some of you guys know this. Module 1, what we're going to do is we're going to set the foundation. If you could think of a pyramid, okay, think of a pyramid. What we're going to do, we're going to put the blocks in at the bottom to start with. Okay, some of the boring stuff, things that you guys think you're past, okay? But we have to work on our foundation, because I'm not interested in building a pyramid and getting something really big and then having it tip over. The stability of my businesses and my companies I run, we start at the base and the bottom. We start with the boring stuff, the most important stuff, the corner blocks, the foundations of our business. And so module 1, we start with our goals. Because without that desired outcome, without that purpose, without that focus, you're not going to get to where you're going to at the speed in which you want. And so we write goals. If you have goals, great. We're going to show you how to focus on these and to put a laser-like focus on what you're trying to achieve. We're going to bring to the forefront what's really important. For those of you who haven't written goals, or even some of us, guys, today's time's weird. You can write goals and then they can change. I was looking at my goals yesterday. You know what? This wasn't in my goals this year. This wasn't there. But you know what? Impact is. And if I can help you guys do better, I'll modify my goals. I'm able to be flexible in my skin and my thoughts and my mission. I'm able to be flexible to make sure we're serving people, because time's moving so fast now. So module 1's goals. We're going to work on your goals. We're going to give you a desired purpose. We're going to put a focus on one of them. I wish I had my one in here. I don't have it in here with me. But I'm going to show you, how did we do that and what does that look like? Module 2. Okay, before I go to module 2, let me tell you, we run a working by referral system. Okay. What does that mean? I'm going to teach you how to fish yourself. I'm going to give you the fishing pole. I'm going to give you the hook, and I'm going to give you the bait, and I'm going to say, here's how you fish. Because I'm not interested in you guys being dependent on some secrets of the trade that no one else can do other than me. What I'm interested in our business philosophy is to teach you how to fish so you can fish for a lifetime. And so what we have to go to number 2, our second module, we have to get into a database. We have to create a database. No matter what business you're in, we're going to have a whole bunch of different professions in here. And one of the things, no matter what profession, we got to have a database, guys. We have to sort and qualify this database. We have to weed this database. This thing constantly moves. It's like Mother Nature. It grows, it expands, it shrinks, it decays, it can die. And so we have to focus on this piece. This is our core. Then after our database, what we get into is the topic most people don't like to talk about. It's probably the number 2 topic people do not want to discuss, and that's your habits. Okay. Remember, consistency for me bred confidence. And when I had confidence, I was more able to dominate this thing that holds us back, this thing that provides fear to us. Confidence allows me to break through the fear. So we're going to start working on our habits. And guys, I open up all the curtains. There's no secrets. We're going to get into the stuff that you need to get into. We're not only going to get into your business habits, we're going to get into your financial habits. We're going to get into your personal habits. We're going to get into your family habits and spiritual habits. We're going to look at all these things. Okay, because I'm not interested in just giving you the key to do one thing. We need to get our lives better, guys. There's a whole focus here on improving yourself and improving your business. So module 3, we work through habits. Module 4, we're going to look at lead generation. You know, how do we make this business, this business's income goes like this. It's like a roller coaster. What we want to do is we want it to be up here like this. And the only way to do that is through consistent lead generation. And so we're going to teach you, we're going to work on the systems, the foundational pieces of it. What does it look like? The actual how-tos. I'll give you the why, but I want to get into the how-tos because I want you guys to put action to this. I need you to be involved. And so we're going to show you how to do this. I'm interested in you creating the business that's duplicatable so it can grow and grow and grow, and it will constantly provide you and your family everything you need. So after we get into lead gen, what do we have to do once we have all this money? Okay, we got to figure out how to deal with our money. The number 1 topic that realtors do not want to discuss, they do not want to open up the doors. Realtors and business owners, leave those doors shut. I do not want to talk about my credit card or my back taxes or all that stuff. I just want to make money, Austin. Okay, well, let me ask you this. When we make the money, if we're just crapping it out, what good is that for our lives? So we're going to teach you guys the systems that we've put in place to not only make money, but to save it and to invest it. As of today, I'm 37 years old. I own 30 rental properties across northern Indiana. And based off my real estate sales, I was able to provide a lifestyle in which now I have a passive income. And it's pretty stinking cool. But it was solely based off of my money systems and having my money work for me. Okay. I want my money to work for me instead of me work for the money. And I'll teach you how we did that. After we deal with money, then we get back into real estate. Okay, we're going to go into the buyer section. So for some of us in here, you're not a real estate agent. You're a doctor. You're a business owner. Let's just leave it as a business owner or a leader. Okay, if you're a business owner or a leader, when we get in, we have 2 topics to deal with buyers and sellers. When we get into those topics, I'm going to tell you, if you have an open mind, you'll be able to pull probably 60 to 70% of that information and directly apply it to your business. Because dealing with people is dealing with people. It's that simple. For that other 20 to 30% of that gap, here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to teach you how to be just an outstanding buyer and an outstanding seller. If you ever decide to sell your house or to buy a house, I'm going to teach you the principles on what you need to ask, how your real estate agent needs to lead you. And I can almost guarantee it's going to make for thousands of dollars for you in the future, tens of thousands of dollars. If you can listen and understand, we'll give you the strategies behind that. Our next module we'll deal with, as you see, we're going life, business, life, business, life, business through these. The next one's going to go back to life. Now with your life, it can be business too. We're going to deal with time. Oh, the old I don't have any time saying. We're going to deal with time. And we're going to teach you what we know about time and how we've been able to utilize and have time work for us compared to against us. I truly believe time's either working for you or against you. And we're going to go through a series of events to be able to identify and become aware of what's actually going on, and then to acknowledge it and to figure out, what do I need to focus on to move my life forward, to achieve everything I want to achieve out of my life? What does this look like? And we're going to run through, we're going to talk about time. I dealt with business owners all across North America now for about the last 5 years. And let me tell you, none of you guys have any time. That's what you're going to tell me. I don't have time. I'm busy, but I want to do more. How do I do that? We're going to show you. Okay. I told you, sold 90 houses in 1,992 hours. You know, I'm pretty specific on that because I've looked at it and studied it. That's less than 40 hours a week. Okay. There's a process to do that. And it's possible if you're willing to do the work. You have to be willing to do the work. Education without implementation is just entertainment. And if you want to pay 97 bucks a month to be entertained, you know, that's probably only going to work for so long. But if you do the work, as one of the agents I was working with a couple of weeks ago, $200,000 in one session that they were able to get out of this. If they implement it, $200,000 over the course of probably 5 or 10 years, boom, like that. But you got to do the work. So after time, we deal with sellers. We talked about that. We're going to show you how do we deal with the sellers? What are the processes and the systems? What are the questions we need to be asking people to serve them at the highest level, especially in this market? You want to know how we do it in this market? We'll show you. After sellers, we're going to get into our calendar. Okay. Your calendar is your lifeline, guys. Your calendar is your lifeline. I've seen agents change their lives by focusing on what do they want and scheduling it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to schedule a year. Okay, I might have lost a lot of you there, but I'm going to show you how to schedule a year in advance. And what are we scheduling a year in advance? What's important to us? What's it, May 29th right now? Does anybody have any plans March 14th, 2022 right now? No, you don't have any plans. So here's what I've learned when looking at a calendar. The further out you can plan, you're either going to plan out somebody else's life and have to live into their schedule, or they're going to have to live into yours. Okay, write that one down. That's a pretty important one because this is about you and your life. You're either going to live into somebody else's schedule or they're going to live into yours. And life's a lot better if they're living into yours, guys. If you're actually proactive and planning what you want and why you want it. And then somebody says, hey, can you do this in this month? Nope, I got a trip scheduled. Nope, I'm working on this. If you want to do it, you can come with me, but I can't come with you. I already have my priorities scheduled. So we're going to look at the year. We're going to break down the year. How do I look at it? How do I focus on it? What needs to go in here? And then I'm going to go all the way down to a month. What needs to go in our month? I'm going to go to the week, and I'm going to primarily focus on the year, the week, and the day. And I'm going to show you, how do we break these things down? It's time. How do we make it come work for us compared to us working for it? So after we go module 9, we get into the calendar. Module 10, what we're going to do is we're going to look at communication style. And for some of you guys, this stuff will start blowing your mind. Communication style is, how does somebody speak and what's in their minds and how do they operate? You know, we'll talk about the DISC profile to give you just a general idea. Because when we know who people are, we know how to communicate with them. And when we communicate, We shouldn't. The best communicators don't talk in their language. They talk in the person they're talking to in their language, because it's a receiving piece. If you're talking to me, please know that I look at everything you say through these filters. And when you can understand that, you can better communicate with me. And when you can better communicate with me, you can better serve me, and you can get more of what you want. So if anybody works with people, that's probably most of you here. If you work with people, I'm going to teach you how to work with people. How do they think? How to become aware and acknowledge what this world is, and how do they think, and how do they operate, and what's the best ways to talk to someone and to negotiate with someone, not only for you, but for them. You know, a lot of times we have good things we're selling, guys, which is our service. We have good things we're selling. But if we can't articulate that to them in a way in which they can pick up, then they're not buying. And if they're not buying, you're not helping yourself and you're not helping them. So we need to get better at how do we communicate? How do people take things? How do they see things? What are their tendencies? Okay. And I'll teach you about me, because once you know me, I can be the hardest person to serve. High expectations, very, very rigid in what we do. And if you can serve me and you can figure out me, then we can figure out the other personalities and start serving them. So probably one of the most fun things that we do is we work on our communication style. Module 11 is education. So we're going to work on what are the educating pieces? What do we need to put into our brain to help constantly move? If I could turn around my camera here, I'm in somewhat my library, and my library has about 400 or 500 books in here. And this is one of the pieces in which we put in our mind. Actually, one of my favorite books is right here. Here's one of my favorite books. You know why? Because look how much is on 2 pages. There's not much in this book, but this is a power piece. We actually give this away to everybody that we work with, because we want them to become squared. This is you squared. Talks about how do you take you to the next level, not only just one, but squared. And so we work on our education. What are we listening to? How are we listening to it? How do we find time? Where are we going? Who's our mentors? Who are we seeking help from? And we're going to work on our education, because I truly believe if you're not working on your education, you're not getting better. And that's got to be one of the foundational pieces here. And I know this is education. For you to be here is great, but I'm just one person with one mindset and one view. And there's a lot of other people that can help you get better to where you're trying to go to. Module 12, this is the controversy one. I love bringing this up. This is the last module, guys. This is the top. This is the top of the pyramid. Okay. Module 12 is commission, or what we charge our clients. Okay. Some of us are in commission, some charge by the hour. Whatever you do, we're going to work through what you charge and why you charge it. And we're going to work through what I found is our limiting beliefs in our head of what we're worth. Okay. We charge 7% commission and have for the last 6 years. We are one of the highest paid real estate agents or teams in Northeastern, or probably Indiana, or even around the country. But how do we do that? We provide the service to our clients that they need to maximize their profits. And there's certain pieces, when we start to understand the foundational blocks, there's certain pieces that I can figure out. If I can give you everything you want, what do I need financially to provide you that? And that's what we work through. That's what we've discovered. And we've surveyed hundreds and hundreds of real estate agents, surveyed business owners. When I walk into my chiropractor office and he starts working on me, I start asking him, what do you charge? Why do you charge that? What do you think you should charge more? How much you make per hour? And we start breaking all these things down. And it's a beautiful process, because once we figure out our value and our worth, and we get this thing right, then we can start running a business that provides a better service to our clients, which normally nets them more money and less time with the better experience. And then our business can get compensated more. And when we get compensated more, we can provide more. Pretty cool piece. So after those 12 modules, once again, we'll normally have a review session. We'll go through and have little pieces of, hey, let's find the gaps. Let's find the gaps in our goals. Let's find the gaps in our database, our habits, our lead gen, our financial systems, our buyers, time management, sellers, our calendar, communication style, education, and commission. And we'll do a review on these gaps. Okay. We'll have some very high level training after that, things that normally people don't train people on because they're not there. But once again, I want to lay this road for you and show you where you can go if you want to go. And if you don't want to get there, then guess what? Pretty cool stuff, or you don't even have to attend. I would tell you to be there because I pay a lot of money to learn these things. So they're pretty cool pieces. And then after we're done with that, what we're going to do, we're going to reset and start back over at module 1. Now, we're not going to be working on the same topic. It's not the same presentation, but we're going to come back after 4 months and we're going to work on our goals. You know why, guys? A lot of times, a couple things are going to happen. One, you're going to neglect those. They're going to get neglected as you're working on everything else. The second thing is you're not going to be able to pick it all up at once. And so we're going to come back to it and we're going to grab where you left off. Okay. We need reminded more than taught. So we're going to come back and we're going to work on our goals and we're going to work on our database again. Then we're going to work on our habits. And what you guys are going to find, this thing's going to keep building and building and growing. And you're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger in your mindset, in your business, the service you're providing to your clients, your systems, your bank accounts. All these things will start to grow. If you look at a wheel, if I had a wheel and I take it in different sections and I say there's 5 different sections to our wheel, I'm not interested in taking one section and blowing it up and then having all the other sections be flat. Because can you imagine that wheel, if it's going down the street, it's going to go clunk and then clunk. We want to fill everything up and we want to get the wheel bigger. And so as we grow, as we build, life becomes easier. So that's our outline. That's how we're going to run. I think I ran through my background to give you guys a quick idea of who I am, how I operate, why does this thing work like this, where did I come from, so you guys can see that this thing is built for you. It's built for impact. The second piece is we work through the structure of the course. And the course, once again, doesn't end. It's constant. It's ever going. The next part is we work through the 12 modules. What are they? How do they work for us? And then the last piece, this is perfect timing. Within 2 seconds, we have a special guest. Come on in, man. Perfect timing within 2 seconds. So guys, this is Scott Malcolm, just got done with his buyer consultation. 45 minutes is actually 42, which is how long it's supposed to take, because we're not here to talk all the time at a buyer's consultation. So Scott Malcolm's been running these systems and implementing for almost 5 years. And what I asked him to do, and it was cool because he was here, I asked him just to speak into a little bit of his knowledge and what he's learned and what has he gained from this. So Scott, if you could take over and just talk a little bit, appreciate it.
The Agent Success Program is what we're talking about, correct?
Yep.
I think, it's been 5 years ago now, I think that I made a decision to try to start to better myself in terms of specifically working on pieces like a buyer consultation versus running out and showing the house and trying to get a relationship going there. So this has worked really well. Like she wanted to go look at houses today, and we just got done going through that process. And when we were done, she understood what the market conditions are now like. And we're not going to run out and look at a house because she needs to know certain parameters she has to meet. And she can't meet them, there's no point in going out. So that's worked well.
Scott, talk about that was module 6, guys, which he's talking about as buyers, and just one of 30 pieces with that. Talk about module 7, time. What have we learned with our time?
Well, we went through a study, didn't we?
Yeah.
I've incremented every 15 minutes for a month. It was a little bit of a task, but once you do that, we analyzed. I just told them too about time. It definitely made you more conscious of where you're spending your time and where you're wasting time. And time is money, they always say, and I got it if I didn't get it. And so now it's obvious. So it made me be able to make decisions. And once I understood where I was wasting time, a lot of it was driving to where I used to work back in the day. So time is so important to understand how to use it, how to utilize it, how to make it to your advantage, leverage it. It's good. So that module's excellent. financing module is
Yeah, let's
huge.
talk about module 5, money. What do we learn with our money and our systems? How does that impacted your life? I know. It's a loaded question.
Yeah, it is. I have certainly not been the best at finance. I used to be the guy that said, "Hey, I can make money, but I don't know where it all goes," you know. And I when I started studying it a little bit more, and then getting coached, and started realizing how out of control I was, and it was a joke. So over time, I've learned to manage the money, actually create budgets. I mean, real budgets that you can put money into an account, and that's all you got, and that's what your budget's going to be for spending. This is what you do for your bills, and so on. And it's actually changed everything. I mean, I my wife thinks I'm great.
I don't know if you guys can see. He's actually 7 foot tall and
Yeah,
bulletproof
yeah,
now.
exactly what it feels like.
He's
Yeah.
7 foot tall and bulletproof,
Oh.
and you achieved one of your goals yesterday because of our financials and the
Yeah,
things
I
we
did.
worked on.
Yeah, yeah.
So he got
I
a
achieved
big
last year
one
too.
yesterday and last year. He's knocking these things,
Yeah.
his bucket list out, because he's in charge of his money. He's making, as I told you guys, your money can either work for you or you can work for it.
I think it influences your decision making too. You know, when you need money constantly and you're always on the edge of, I need the check, I need the check, you make different decisions than when you don't need the money. I mean, you need it, but you don't. You're in control. You know, you got enough going out in front of you. So you're able to again evaluate your time, where you're going to go chase that down or you're not going to chase that down. You don't need to chase everything down. And so then you get your life back. You get control of your life, and decision making is much better. So
well, let's put a cherry on top here, Scott. When we talk about life, the one that I think implements the most life that we have our modules is talking about our calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's your life as a whole being, looking at a calendar for a year. So Scott, since we started working on the calendar and looking ahead,
mm-hmm.
What has that done for you? What has changed?
This is the first year I actually put the whole year out. We talked about it before. I think last year I did a half a year out, and then this year I was able to lay the entire year out. So it does. It comes right back into the rest run cycle. You know that you've got something planned to go do, and you may not even know where you're going to go, but you know you're going to take this amount of time off of your job or work, and you're going to spend it with family or your wife or your spouse. So it just helps you to be able to focus while you're here, and then you know you get a break, and it works. It's really cool. I look forward to 3 or 4 things coming up here this summer and then into fall, and I know that in between those I can focus better. In my calendar, I can calendar my time out, and then I can just chase my calendar. I actually say just go perform your day. Lay out your calendar for the week. There's going to be some adjustments and that happen from time to time in it, but just get up in the morning, dress to go, do your job, and then perform the day. Perform Monday. All I got to worry about is performing Monday. Then I'll perform Tuesday, and I'll perform each week. So it's good. I like it.
This guy's on a journey. He's on a journey. He's living his best life ever right now. What's cool is I get to watch him do it, and I get to be a part of it.
Yep, and he's still coaching me a little, watching me around a little bit. Once in a while, what are you doing that for? We should be doing this. I think you're right. That's good.
And it's always about the journey. It's always about adjusting. We're never at the end, and that's why this program doesn't end. It's not, hey, we're going to do this 12 modules and we're done. It's constantly evolving and getting better. It can't end. It can't end for me, because we're not there yet. And because there is no there, just to let everybody know, there is no there until they put you under.
You're going to constantly improve. I say it's a big elephant comes around, and you just take a bite. When that module comes around, you take a bite of that and try to see if you can actually perform that and do those pieces, put them in place and practice it. And then it comes around again, then take another bite, see if you can get a little bit more refined on it, get a little better at it. I'm still working on buyer consultations. I mean, I've been doing it for 2 or 3 years now. And I'm still trying to choose the right words and pinpoint what my discussion is, not talk too much, and just keep refining is what we're doing.
Love it. Well, Scott,
it's cool.
Thank you. Awesome to be on a journey with you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Everybody else, what we're going to do is we will send you out the way that we just got it set up this morning, believe it or not. But we'll send you out a link to be able to sign up for this if you're interested. If you want to call me and you want a conversation, if today wasn't enough, call me. But thank you for investing in yourself in this holiday weekend. We will send out this recording for anybody that wasn't able to make it, that knew and I get it. I get it's holiday weekend. But what I'm going to teach you is massive action creates results. And this was massive action. We start on June 1st, next Tuesday at 11 Eastern. And so once again, thank you for being here. We will follow up. We'll send you this recording and we'll send you a link to sign up. Guys, it's $97 a month. We can change the trajectory of your life and the in your happiness, your fulfillment, your financials. And we can change this stuff with your help. We'll show you our systems. Okay, these are proven systems. We just brought Scott in. This stuff works not just for me, it can work for you if you put the time, you put the energy into it. So let me be your guide on this journey. Let me show you, let me help and show you what we've done and live out our mission, which is to help and show realtors how to live a better life. And we can do that with you if you're willing to hop on this journey. We would love to have you here. We'll be your guide. We'll show you what we know and love to build this thing with you. So thank you for investing 50 minutes on your Saturday on a holiday weekend. I appreciate you. If you sign up, we would love to have you. I can promise you, if you sign up, we'll be there for you. We'll help give to you. We'll change your life if you put in the work. And here's what I'll give you. Here's my irresistible offer. If this isn't for you, every dollar you give us, we'll give you 110% back. That's guaranteed. We'll pay you for being here if you commit, if this isn't right for you. Just let me know, because if this isn't right for you, we don't want you here. We want people on the journey, because there's going to be a group and a community of us together. And together we'll be able to do massive things and help massive amount of people. And that's what we want. So love to have you here. We'll send you out a link via text message and email for you to sign up. We start June 1st. Love to have you here. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Look forward to going on this journey with you. Thank you.